Well, Dad, to your point earlier, I personally, I'm not against, and I might poke fun at it, but I'm not completely against women not dating guys, bad brokies. I understand it, right? The To the point of what he's saying, all it is just understanding who it is that you're involving yourself with, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if your patterns is showing that you're negligent, you don't take care of business, you're immature, you're all of these things, then yeah, nobody should deal with you, be it if you're a man or a woman. I think that that's irrelevant. And then even there was something that you were saying earlier before that video was playing. Everything that you named, even in Mistaken's situation, that's her being an adult. That doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Women don't struggle with it more than men. Men don't struggle with it more than women. That's you being a responsible adult. So again, we gotta quit saying that women, making it seem that women have things harder than men, and where they have to make a sacrifice essentially for their marriage. Because I'm quite sure that there's sacrifices that Mistaken's husband had made, and he didn't want to do it. That's called being a responsible adult. That's what you do when you're a grown up and when you're in a committed relationship and marriage.
Because there's always the focus is always the end goal, right? If you make the focus about the right now, a lot of times you get stuck right there, right? You get tripped up. And I'm not gonna lie, and that took time. You know what I'm saying? Like in my younger years, I, Spitfire had that energy, and I'm like, you know. But as you get more seasoned, you begin to learn. And so that's why I don't know. I know this might be a little off topic, but I get a little frustrated with the men of saying, like, oh, after they've done all of this stuff in their 20s, now they want to be, respond. But that's what happens. Like in your 20s, when you're younger, that's the time that you are going to make mistakes for men and women, whether it's relationships, whether it's finances, whether it's, end up getting pregnant by accident, you know what I'm saying? That's the time that your mind is still growing, right? And you're going to make mistakes, but the key is to learn from them. So when I hit my 30s, I should not be moving the same way that I was moving when I was 20. I should not be making those same mistakes. So the same thing in marriage, when you're at the beginning stages of your marriage, everything, is versus that honeymoon. But then when that real stuff start hitting, that's what matters. How do you move through that piece, right? How is there a give and take? Sometimes things when you go in thinking it's going to be one way, life happens and you got to adjust, right? Do you have that staying power? Do you have that perseverance? Do you always have the end goal in mind? And I think if you can do that, not just in marriage, but just in life in general, you'll be fine.
All right, let me just run this last clip, man. I'm gonna play this. Can y'all hear me? All right, here we go.
In there that the independent women may say, hopefully they didn't shut us
also,
up.
remember what independent woman means.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't care about that.
I know.
I personally think women need to hear reality.
No, 100%.
Because women are cuddled their whole lives. No one's, if a girl's overweight, no one's telling her like, hey, you know what I'm saying? But if you're a bigger guy, you're gonna get fat jokes every day. I tell my boy he big here all the time.
What up, Jeff? What up, Jeff?
You get what I'm saying? Like, but imagine if you tell that same joke to a woman. It's offensive. Women get cuddled their entire lives. So sometimes they may very well be delusional. You get what I'm saying? So saying stuff like, hey, you must sexually in order for a woman to submit, she needs to be dominated sexually, financially,
Facts.
respect, and what's the other thing I think too?
Physically or no?
That was sexual.
Okay.
And the respect is kind of like not putting your hands on a chivalry.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fourth one that I said was very important. I don't think you need to dominate your woman socially or how popular you are. That really doesn't matter. But I do believe sexually and financially are very, very important.
100%.
Like,
So
yeah.
for a female, to the men out there, receiving this information, a woman can't submit if there's no mission. That's why it's called submission, right? So if you don't have a destination in mind, she's gonna fill in the blanks for you, and she's just gonna have to figure it out. Right? So you can't get upset she's not submitting to you because you don't have a mission in place.
Facts.
The moment you have a mission, she is ready to multiply because she's ready to manage, because that's what she was put on this earth to do for you. But since you are not really putting her to work yet, she is then malfunctioning, which what you're calling is malfunctioning, being disrespectful, not submitting, doing what she wants, mouthy, however you want to call it, whatever you want to put in there as malfunctioning, you can do that. But she's not malfunctioning. You are just not using the equipment that you have at home correctly.
I want to talk about this. What are some of the
Yeah, no. See, I was with her at first, but that last part, by default, that sounds like by default, her reactions is going to be not submissive and mouthy and all this other stuff. If that's what you are, then that's what you are. I'm kind of torn by that, because that at that point that goes back to what I was saying the last show of, in order for you to submit, I have to tame you with my mission. Because if I don't, then you're gonna be mouthy and you're gonna be bitchy and you're gonna be doing this and doing all the shit she just said.
Yeah, she didn't say
I
nothing
think that's
about
how understand what you have those women.
She didn't say nothing about taming. She said, in order for your woman to submit to you, you have to have a mission, meaning that she has to believe in something that you're doing. Believe that you're actually moving her and your family towards something. Because if you're not, then we got to move the family towards something. Now I have to pick up that load. Why would I submit to you if I have to carry everything? If I got to carry you, the family, and everything else, it doesn't make sense for me to submit to you. Right. So if I'm able to lean on you because you have a mission, because you have a purpose, because you're executing that purpose, and I can see that plan, then of course I'm going to just start falling in line to it, because I see that we're working towards something. It has nothing to do with taming a person.
No, I agree with her.
You didn't mean it like that. He didn't mean it like that.
He do, Billy. You wasn't here the last time. I went through a whole thing.
Baby got his words.
The regulator's not there. Like it doesn't exist.
No, we ain't regulating, man. No.